Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
Welcome to the Double R Show. We're going to have some guests that we've had before and some new voices joining us for the first time at a Double R Show today.
Yeah, so Christina Pasca with Tea with Teeny. She actually has been on the show once before. She talked about the experiences that she does for the Cascade Head Biosphere Collaborative, but she's going to be talking about her own project, Tea with Teeny. And then we got Jay Cox, who we've had on before, talking about, in this case, some of the conspiracies around the JFK assassination. And then the newest voice, and the new voice that we have Tiffany.
From Schwab Tire Center right here in Lincoln City.
Yeah, talking about a turkey drop. Now, I was thinking WKRP in Turkey when I thought of this one. So
That's why you paused.
Yeah.
As God is my witness, I didn't know turkeys couldn't fly.
Right.
That coming up right after this.
The wild-eyed Southern boys are back. 38 Special. Rocking into the night. Saturday, September 6th, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Get tickets now at ChinookWinds.com, Chinook Winds box office, or by phone at 1-888-MAIN-ACT. Don't miss 38 Special, live. Chinook Winds, where concerts are better at the beach.
Christina Pasca joins us again, and we've had an opportunity to talk to this young lady about the Cascade Head Biosphere experience that she works on. But you also write a blog on wellness.
Yeah, I do.
What's the correlation?
Yeah, so the blog is called Tea with Teeny, and there is
Tea with Teeny?
Tea with Teeny.
Okay.
It's, yeah. So my full name's Christina, but everyone that knows and loves me has always called me Teeny since I was teeny. So that's kind of how the name started. But it's a podcast and a blog. I'm all over social media, and it's really an informational source to go to when you need to feel a little bit better in your day and also, work on your connection to nature.
What are you going to be offering to me to help me feel a little better in my day?
Yeah. So I do a ton of seasonal wellness guides and rituals. So if there is a full moon, a new moon, any of the solar equinoxes and solstices, we will talk about practical tips for you to feel a little bit better, mind, body, and soul. And it really spurred from living in the city originally. That is not always taught. And it's really just about coming back to self and understanding our own value and worth as it relates to Mother Nature, which we live in.
Now, living in the city, you've lived in some big cities. Now you're living here on the Oregon coast.
Yeah. So I grew up outside of New York City on
Long
Island. It's a big city. And then I moved to a smaller city, but still big, Tampa, Florida. And in both of those areas, I always had that connection to even just the sky or the moon if I went on a walk or something like that. And Tea with Teeny is really about expanding upon that. I've had the privilege to be able to move out into more of a wide open space, but not everybody gets that. And so that's really the goal, is it's accessible, easy ways for you to feel a little bit more in tune with the sun and the moon and the stars and the ground below us.
Example of that would be what?
Yeah. So, we just had a full moon, and it was a full moon in Libra, and it was all about reconnecting with the self through, I actually had a tea recipe, so I have a ton of different recipes. I do a bunch of teas, a lot of herbalism included as well. But I had a tea recipe, some journal prompts. We talked about ways that you can really make the most of the day, even if you have 15 minutes, after work. And so it's really just easy, free guides for you. And I want it to be something for people to look to feel inspired and not overwhelmed.
Several times you mentioned we have done this. Who's the we?
I say we because the community right now I have 125,000 people that are tuned in. Yes. So I say we because it really is a lot of a conversation between these people, and it really is a community. And it's not so much just me putting out, it's like we all get different ideas from each other in the Tea with Teeny community, but it is ran and founded by me.
125,000. That's rather significant.
Yeah, it really is. I've been working on it for about 4 years now, and I think it really just came down to a lot of people were feeling the same way in terms of, I think when we're a kid, it's so easy to understand our place and like what's below us, right? And really feel the grass and like talk to the trees and climb a tree and play outside. It's easy to play outside before dinner, and then we become adults and we forget that. So it's really about reconnecting with and coming back to that.
I am thrown back with the staggering number of people that are tuning into your programs at this point in time. That's phenomenal.
I know. It is phenomenal.
That's going to make you feel good.
It does make me feel good. And I think it's funny, when it was growing and happening, it felt really natural in a weird way. And yeah, you then relate it to like the size of a stadium, and I'm like, that's a lot of people tuning in. But it's a relatable message, and it's a really beautiful thing. So,
wow.
Yeah.
As you produce the programs, how frequently is this done?
Every day. I am on there every day. Yeah. So my podcast, the Tea with Teeny podcast, is on Spotify. That I typically have an episode for every turn of the season. So it's like a seasonal transitional 45 minutes to an hour podcast that you can tune into. And we talk about the solstices and the equinoxes, wellness tips and rituals for that. And then I am on Instagram and TikTok with different videos and inspirations every single day. I also have a website. That's a little bit more sporadic in terms of my blog posts. It's really just when I feel it or have a new piece of information to share. But yeah, I mean, a lot of information and bits of wisdom flying across that which is the internet.
Okay, and we find you specifically how?
Yeah, so you can find me at teawithteeny.com, or you can search Tea with Teeny. It is Teawithteenie. So Teeny is spelled how my parents spelt it, which we weren't thinking it was going to be this big thing, but it's Teenie, kind of a tongue twister. And you can find me on any of your social media platforms, TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, or my website or Spotify.
And you can find us there as well.
Yes. Yeah. And now I have to work out, kind of shouting out you guys, the Double R show here. It's an exciting thing.
Yeah, it is fun. I didn't realize how much fun it would actually be. And you've got to experience the same thing that I do.
Yeah, in a way I do. I think your setup here is super epic. I kind of just have a tiny microphone and my computer and my Word doc open, and, I do my thing. But yeah.
I love it. And some of the feedback that you've had from people tuning in would be what?
Yeah. The word I think of is just like gratitude and graciousness, because the feedback I've received, part of the reason that Tea with Teeny grew was I didn't understand truly the impact that it was making on people. And in terms of, the seasonal wellness rituals and practical guides, it has changed people's lives. And it's a really weird thing to say, but I mean, I have gotten so many messages from people struggling with depression and anxiety, especially in the winter with that seasonal depression, and it has really changed their outlook on the season. So yeah, just overwhelmed with gratitude for how it's impacted people.
Home-style cooking in a hometown atmosphere. Hi, I'm Adina from Zeller's Restaurant in Rose Lodge in Lincoln City. Join us daily for good fun and great food. You can even kick up your heels at Zeller's.
Zantello Law Group has moved. I'm Josh Zantello, and our law firm is now located across from the Lincoln City Community Center on Northeast 21st. Our law firm of knowledgeable professionals stand ready to assist you in life's matters.
Northwest Septic Service is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service. If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries. Dr. Jay Cox is with us, and we've had him on a number of times talking about JFK President Kennedy, the assassination, and all of the conspiracies that surrounded that. There are so many conspiracy theories. Where did they come from?
Well, it started right almost immediately. Mark Lane was one of the first authors in his Rush to Judgment, and he had written several books on that. But they take any little thing. For instance, we'll go to Dealey Plaza, and we'll talk about let's say, the ear witnesses and the eyewitnesses that in the grassy knoll. That of the ear witnesses that were there, they interviewed about 200 people about where the shots came from. Well, 44% did not know because of the echo and so on. They couldn't place the shots. About 28% said the school book depository. About 16% said the grassy knoll. And 2% said that they came from two different spots. The grassy knoll, there was nothing there. They didn't find anything there, no proof whatsoever, ever. But the conspiracists will put artificial trees there. They'll say they saw guns smoke and all these different things because conspiracy is what will sell their books. For instance, I was watching a TV program one time, Geraldo had the Zapruder film, and he was showing the film, and at the same time you heard 6 or 8 shots. Well, the Zapruder film was Super 8 in those days. It wasn't audio at all. Somebody had doctored the film and put shots in that. And that's how the conspiracies
It's lies.
Going. Yes. And eyewitnesses, there were several actual eyewitnesses that saw Oswald in the 6th floor school book depository. They actually saw him.
Saw the rifle?
They saw him before, they saw the rifle, and they saw the shots. And Howard Brennan was one. He's just right across the street. And he looked up and he had seen Oswald and described him. And then he actually, after the first shot, he looked up and saw Oswald with the gun. Some young man, described him, age, height, weight, things like that. They put him in a lineup that night, Oswald, and Brennan looked at him and he said, well, I think he's that, but I can't be sure. And later, much later years, he admitted that, yes, he could identify him, but he was afraid that his own self about a conspiracy, and he didn't want anybody coming after him at that time. During those few days, no one was sure what was going on. So that's another of the things that happened.
What are the lessons learned from the JFK conspiracies? Are there lessons learned?
No, I don't think there's from the conspiracy angle. I think that they learned a lot about the protection of the presidents. They've never had a president riding in an open vehicle again with a top down, that type of thing. So that they completely changed their protocol for checking on the advance placement of going through all the buildings. They had never gone through the school book depository because there are so many buildings along the route of the motorcade. Yeah, exactly. And so that they couldn't do that.
The conspiracies that just continually come out. I think what you said at the onslaught is a lot of them come about because somebody wrote a book.
Oh, yes, because that's what sells. And there are over 2,000 books written on
2,000?
Yeah, books and articles on conspiracy.
Is there one that is the most truthful, if there is such a thing?
No, I would say that you start out either from the conspiracy standpoint or the truth standpoint. And so you follow that road. And the best book I've ever read that actually talks about the true aspects and debunks a lot of these theories is a book by Gerald Posner, Case Closed, it's called. And it's sort of the book that I've gone to. It will tell you all about these different theories and how they occurred. Another one was a good one, was that David Lifton wrote a book, and in his book he says that the surgeons, that Kennedy's body was altered by surgery on the way to Bethesda, that he was actually taken off the plane, his body was operated on, and then he was put back in the casket. Well, the thing about that is it's so easy to debunk because no one ever left that coffin. The coffin was hermetically sealed in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie sat with the coffin the whole way back, except for the one time she went up to the front of the plane when Lyndon Johnson was sworn in as the next president. But even when she was up there, General Godfrey McHugh, who was the president's attaché, military attaché, he sat with a casket the whole time. So no, that casket was never left. There's no way of doing that. But he has him going in a casket, being removed, showing up at Bethesda with a different kind of casket, or even in a body bag. So and people love that kind of stuff. Say, see, I told you there's something wrong there.
Dr. J. Cox, thank you, sir, for coming back again. I am so taken up by the story of the assassination of President Kennedy because he was the first president that was really my president.
Yes, yeah.
And there's so many of the Vietnam era vets that feel the same way.
Yes.
Dr. J. Cox, back in a moment.
The Oak Ridge Boys American-made farewell tour. The legendary Oak Ridge Boys, celebrating 50-plus years of touring. The unmistakable four-part harmonies that have won the Oak Ridge Boys Grammy, Dove, CMA, and ACM awards. Come on home if you heard, 'cause you never alone. The Oak Ridge Boys, July 27th, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. Get tickets now at ChinookWinds.com, the Chinook Winds box office, or by phone at 1-888-MAIN-ACT. July 27th, Chinook Winds Casino Resort. The Oak Ridge Boys, American-made farewell tour. Chinook Winds, where concerts are better at the beach.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, "The service was friendly and efficient." Another writes, La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food.
We move the studios of the podcast all the way down to Les Schwab Tire Center in Lincoln City. With us is Tiffany, Cavin, and you are getting ready for Christmas in July.
Yes, sir.
Why Christmas in July?
Well, it was brought up, and it's always been a thing, and it's been a thing I have never done or thought of. And we said, why not? So here we are. We're getting ready for Christmas in July.
And Christmas in July really means what, Tiffany?
I think in some ways it kind of helps people get the mentality of getting ready for the holidays that's around the corner. It always sneaks up on us. And also trying to, maybe lighten people's moods up a little bit and, make people happy. So that's kind of our goal.
The goal is to raise money to buy turkeys for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yes, so the goal behind this actually is Les Schwab, we are partnered with the fire department and the Eagles with the Christmas toy drive. And one of the things that maybe people don't know is that the Eagles, part of that toy drive, are the food baskets. Food baskets have gotten quite expensive over the years. So our goal is to help raise some funds to help cover the turkeys. And that's why we're here.
Okay, so we're going to do some fundraising activities, and you're going to have drawings or raffles or what?
Yes, so we've been asking local businesses if they would like to participate by either donating some merchandise, a gift basket, a discount to their establishment. In return, once you buy a $15 raffle ticket, which will represent real money towards a turkey, you will be able to select from the different prizes from those establishments and hope you can win it.
So some of the items that'll be up for raffle are going to include what?
So far, we have a guarantee of an 18-hole golf course from Salishan. We also have a 2-night stay at the Salishan Resort. We have a $100 certificate from No Guts, No Glory Tattoo. We are also donating Les Schwab a $250 certificate towards purchase or credit at our establishment. And we're also in talks to some other establishments like the Inn at Spanish Head, Bimart, a couple of other local businesses, and I'm hoping to have some more lists out here shortly.
So if somebody wants to participate in the Christmas in July turkey drive, we do what?
Please feel free to contact us here at the Les Schwab here in Lincoln City. Our phone number is listed, which is 541-994-3676. Please feel free to call us anytime. We'd be happy to give you some more information and get that going.
I love the line that's on your flyer. Don't worry, the turkeys are still grazing and getting fat.
Yes, we didn't want people to think that you're actually literally picking up a turkey. So we just wanted to make sure people understood that the turkey ticket's representing the turkey, but the turkeys are still getting ready.
Now, you're doing the raffle for how long? From when to when?
So right now it is for July 25th. It will be open through our store hours, which is 8 to 6, all day long. I will be here at the store anytime between those hours. Please feel free to come in. We will accept cash, or there is also a QR code that you can pay by card. So just whatever's most convenient.
And again, it is monies that is going to buy turkeys for families that really desperately need them.
Absolutely. So every year there's been more families in need. And one thing is that the Eagles have really stepped in is supplying those turkeys. And so our goal is to help raise some more of those funds so we can cover more of those turkey funds. That way they can also supply more of the food that is in demand.
You know, most often whenever I hear and see about fundraisers, the people that are most involved are those that come from a source of need down the road, and they're paying it forward now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And you know, the nice thing about this is that everybody that's involved at some point has needed something or has, you know, gone to establishments. And I think that's one reason why this drive is very successful, because a lot of people that are involved have been there. And I mean, I've been there in the past myself. And so this is just our way of paying it forward to the community. And this is the first Christmas in July turkey drive. So we're hoping to make it a thing where we can continue to do this every year and make it bigger.
And again, for $15, you get a raffle ticket, and you can put it in to potentially win whatever, correct?
Absolutely, yep. So that $15 ticket, if you 1, 2, 3, whatever, how many tickets you want to purchase, you will be able to enter that ticket that you purchase into whatever raffle of your choosing.
You probably can't be embarrassed and sell too many tickets, right?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, our goal is if we can cover their budget with the turkey so they can buy other things, that would be amazing.
Okay, it is the first Christmas in July turkey drive. Drawing is on Friday, July 25, but tickets are up for sale now.
Well, no. So right now, the way we are doing it right now is just the 25th.
Okay.
So just the 25th, which is a Friday, only through our open hours of 8 to 6. So right now, that's what we're doing. Potentially, if depending on how things go, in the following years, we would like to expand it. But for right now, Friday the 25th from 8 to 6, come in and we will get that taken care of.
Help Tiffany help others by buying a ticket and or bringing in a prize.
Absolutely. We will never turn down if anybody wants to donate in any items, whatever. There's also a 501c write-off code for any business that are interested. It is actually tax deductible. So please feel free to reach out to me.
All sponsored by North Lincoln Fire and Rescue, the Eagles, and Lincoln City's Les Schwab Tire Center. Look for the sign. You're in Les Schwab Guthrie, right?
Absolutely. Right there, right by the beach.
You'll find a book for every occasion at Bob's Beach Books. Something to read as you relax by an open fire? We have it. Studying a particular topic? We have that too. Traveling to a far-off land? Discover it first by reading. Bob's Beach Books in the Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City? Come discover.
Turkeys. It's we opened up talking about turkeys and the WKRP item that was on television years ago, but people still remember it.
WKRP in Cincinnati, yeah. So classic television from the day. Yeah.
And don't forget the big turkey drop in Lincoln City is going to be Friday, July 25. And our thanks to the staff at Schwab Tire Center here in Lincoln City for putting that together. Senior Fair coming up October 7th. We got Stuff a Bus September 5, Celebration of Honor September 10, 11, and 12. Surf City Weekend August 23, 24. You never run out of something to do in this community.
It is a jam-packed summer, as always, on the Oregon coast. And so just touching on that as well, we've got the sand art competition on the Saturday, the Kayak in the Daylight on August 23rd, and Kayak in the Moonlight on September 6th. And the one that we hadn't talked about much is Welcoming the Salmon Home, September 20th. So another one to put on your calendar.
Tell me about that, Welcoming the Salmon Home.
Yeah, so it's, it started, almost a decade ago at West Wind. And it was just an event put on to kind of signal the return of those iconic salmon that are the ambassadors of the sea that come back in the fall. And so the Welcoming the Salmon Home is put on by Cascade Head Biosphere Collaborative and others. And it's going to be at Night Park, and there's going to be, music and fun and booths. And then also we're going to return the pontoon boats rides, too.
I was going to say you need a little rain to bring the salmon up the river, but for the event, probably not so much.
You're right. Yeah, the water is key for salmon, but hopefully we have a little bit of reprieve. Again, Saturday, September 20th, Night Park.
Anything else your side of the table?
We're clear from here.
That'll do it to the Dunes at a Double R Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, so you, your family, and friends around the world and across the street can join us on a Double R Show. For Paul, Jana, I'm Double R. Have a happy day.
You've been listening to The Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For The Double R Show, I'm Jana Grawn.